Welcome students. Now we are going to solve the previous year GATE questions for the topic metal forming. So question number 1 is, as usual I am going to read the question, listen the question carefully, right? So question number 1 we will discuss. For wire drawing operation, the work material should be essentially B. For the wire drawing operation, the work material essentially B or should be. Option number A, ductile, B, tough, C, hard, and D, malleable. So in the wire drawing operation, we have discussed about the preparation of the stock for the wire drawing operation is that to draw the wire, the material should have the very good ductility, and we are doing the same thing before the wire drawing operation, that is we are having the annealing of the stock or the raw material or the rod to get the wire from that to enhance the ductility of that material. So ductility is the correct option. So for wire drawing operation, the work material should be essentially ductile. That is the correct statement. Okay. So next question. The true strain for a low carbon steel bar which is doubled in length by forging is. They are asking the true strain. Okay, when the length got doubled. Okay, in the forging operation. So what is true strain? It is nothing but ln of this A original upon A final, or it is equal to ln of L final divided by L original. So let us have this. What is this strain? True strain is equal to ln of. So length will be double. The final length will be 2 times L original divided by L original. So ln of 2 is how much? That is the answer. So ln of 2, it is 0.093. So 0.693. It is 0.693. So this is the true strain. We know that true strain is what? It is natural log of original area divided by final area, or it is natural log of final length divided by original. Here see, L final becomes what? 2 times L original. So we put the values here. For this L final, that is 2 times L original, and we get the answer 0.693. So option is given 0.307, 0.5, 0.693 and 1. So 0.693 is correct option. Next question. Hot rolling of the mild steel is carried out. Hot rolling of the mild steel is carried out. Option A, at the recrystallization temperature between 100 and 150 degrees centigrade, below recrystallization temperature and above recrystallization temperature. Of course, the word hot rolling, that is hot working, comes definitely we are working the material above its recrystallization temperature. That is the option D is correct, above the recrystallization temperature. Next, the ductility of the material with the work hardening. The ductility of the material with the work hardening. So option A increases, option B decreases, remains same, and option D unpredictable. So we know that students, during the work hardening, what is going to happen in the material? Material become hard and its strength is going to increase. Okay, so of course when the hardness is going to increase, ductility comes down. Please remember, when the strain hardening is there, when you see the percentage of cold working onto the material, because work hardening going to observe in only cold working, isn't it? So when we increase the percentage of cold work, so what we are observing, the strength and hardness of the material goes on increasing. At the same time, see this ductility coming down. Okay, these are the properties, say. So strength and hardness goes on increasing where ductility come down. So ductility of the material with the work hardening, of course the answer will be decreases. So option B is correct. Next question we are having, the cold working of the steel is defined as, what is meant by cold working? Whenever we are working on the material below its recrystallization temperature, that is the cold working. Same the definition only given. So option A, at its recrystallization temperature. Option B, above its recrystallization temperature. Option C, below its recrystallization temperature. And option D, at 2/3 of the melting temperature of the metal. No, in terms of formula also there is a 1/3 or half of the melting point temperature, that is a recrystallization temperature. And cold working of the steel, cold working, that is of course material is going to work below its recrystallization temperature. So option C is correct here, isn't it? I hope you are getting the things what I am saying. Next question, the maximum possible draft in the cold rolling of the sheet increases with, so what they are asking now, they are asking for the maximum possible draft in case of the rolling operation. Okay, we will see how to give this maximum possible draft. The maximum possible draft in the cold working sheet, cold working of sheet increases with. So we know that what is delta H max, that is maximum possible draft. It's nothing but we know that it is equal to mu square times the radius of roll. So how can we increase this? We can increase the coefficient of friction or by increasing the roller radius. It is goes on increasing. So let us see what are the options. Option A, increases in coefficient of friction. Increases in coefficient of friction, yes, it is okay. Option B, decrease in coefficient of friction. नहीं, डिक्रीज करोगे तो ये भी क्या होगा, डिक्रीज होगा. सो दैट इज नॉट द करेक्ट. ऑप्शन सी, डिक्रीज इन रोल रेडियस. नो, it is increases with increasing roll radius. So option C also not correct. And increase in the roll velocity, it is independent of the roll velocity, you can see here. So option A is very correct. That is the maximum possible reduction or a draft in the sheet rolling operation can be increased by increasing coefficient of friction. So option A is very correct. Next question, collapsible tubes are made by, collapsible tubes are made by option A, drawing, option B, spinning, option C, extrusion, and option D, rolling. See, in drawing operation we are making the wires from the solid rod. Okay, so there is no any mandrel generally we are using for producing the collapsible tubes. Spinning, it is simply the holding the given sheet onto the spinning block. That shape is going to come onto this sheet. Okay, we are keeping this sheet against the spinning block. That is a spinning operation, we know that. So there are also no any chances of getting this collapsible tube. Extrusion, yes, extrusion we have seen by using the impact extrusion technique we are getting this seamless or collapsible tubes. Rolling actually they should say there is a, if there is a tube piercing or that tube rolling where we can able to get the seamless tube, but the name of that process is what, the tube piercing. But again please remember that after getting the collapsible tube in that tube piercing operation, we are again sending it to the plug milling, okay, to get exact sizing of that produced collapsible tube. So here more correct answer is by extrusion process. Yes, by using the impact extrusion we are getting the collapsible tubes. So option C is very correct. Next question from PI, the semi-brittle materials can be extruded by, see, the semi-brittle material can be extruded by option A, impact extrusion, option B, closed cavity extrusion, option C, hydrostatic extrusion, and option D, backward extrusion. So we have discussed it. Whenever we are doing the extrusion process with brittle, semi-brittle or high strength superalloy materials, because of increasing temperature their brittleness also goes on increases. So they are very difficult to extrude by the direct or indirect extrusion. That is why we have some special technique to do the extrusion of such a materials called as हाइड्रोस्टैटिक एक्सट्रूजन। हाइड्रोस्टैटिक एक्सट्रूजन से ही हम इन मटेरियल्स को क्या करते हैं, आसानी से एक्सट्रूड कर सकते हैं फॉर सेमी ब्रिटल मटेरियल्स। सो यस, ऑप्शन सी इज करेक्ट, हाइड्रोस्टैटिक एक्सट्रूजन। Next, the thread rolling is restricted to, we have seen in the special forging operation, the thread rolling, where we can able to produce the threads on the screw, on the bolts, okay. But the very important thing in the thread rolling, that there should not be a very hard material which can used in the process. The material should be ductile. थ्रेड रोलिंग में जो भी आपने थ्रेड बनाने के लिए, एंड इट इज़ अ मास प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस, आपने जो भी मटेरियल लिया है, इट शुड हैव अ वेरी गुड डक्टिलिटी, प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस, ओके. सो द ऑप्शंस आर फेरस मटेरियल, हार्ड मटेरियल, डक्टाइल मटेरियल एंड नन ऑफ द अबव. सो थ्रेड रोलिंग में सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा मटेरियल कौन सा होता है प्रोसेस के लिए? डक्टाइल मटेरियल, प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. We have seen in the special metal forming processes, the thread rolling process. Next, a movable mandrel is used in, in wire drawing, tube drawing, metal cutting and forging. वायर ड्राइंग में तो कोई मैंड्रेल नहीं हो सकता, मेटल कटिंग में भी नहीं, फोर्जिंग में भी नहीं. So we have seen mandrels. There is a plug, cylindrical mandrel, conical mandrel, or we are having the movable mandrel in the tube drawing process. Tube sinking में कोई mandrel use होता है? नहीं होता. We are not having any support to the inside surface of the tube with the mandrels. Mandrel use नहीं होता tube sinking में. That's why the surface, internal surface dimensions or regularity is not there for the tube sinking में. Please remember, I already discussed this. So mandrels, movable mandrels used in the tube drawing process, okay. Now the next question, dear students, I hope you are getting this. These are previous years production and mechanical engineering questions, okay. We have discussed all the things in much details or required details, so no need to worry, okay. So the next question is from PI paper. See, which one of the following manufacturing process requires the provision of gutter? Okay, already discussed. When we are doing the closed die forging operation, to ensure that material should reach to the each and every die corner. For that reason, the volume of the raw material we are taking more than the volume of the final product, up to 10 to 15% more volume we are taking. And where to accommodate the extra material into the die? So for that reason, we have provided the gutters in the die, so that we can ensure that material will flow to the each and every corner, and leftover material will accommodate into the gutters and coming out as a flash with the main product, and we can remove the flash by using the trimming operation, isn't it? So I hope you get the answer. क्या आंसर होगा इसका? Which one of the following manufacturing processes requires the provision of gutters? Option A, closed die forging. Option B, centrifugal casting. Option C, investment casting. And option D, impact extrusion. So hopeless options are there, isn't it? As per our the study, these are the hopeless options. So what is the correct option? Yes, this closed die forging is the correct option. Closed die forging में तो गटर होता है और उसकी वजह से क्या निकलती है? फ्लैश निकलती है. Okay, again one more question. The cold shut, or in bracket they have written lap, may be occurs in the products obtained by. So casting, forging, machining and welding. See, now here we have to discuss something about this cold shut in the cold shut in the casting process and cold shut in the forging operation. At both the chapters we already discussed about the cold shut in casting. We know cold shut in casting is what? There is a kind of non-filling of the cavity because of two hot metals are unable to fuse properly, two streams of hot metal, so that some cavity got produced. That is a cold shut. But if you talk about the cold shut in case of the forging operation, we discussed that in the forging materials, at the corners of this forged part, some cracks are going to generate. So these are the because of, say, very small radii at the die corners. That is one reason. And very importantly, we can say the improper designing of the forging die. So that's why what happened at the corners, sometimes the material cannot able to reach properly. Suppose this is a die and forging we are doing, and so what happened, the material is getting not going at the properly at these corners. So they, what, after going at the corner, they are making some, they are overlapping at this, they are having some fold like this at this corner. So but they remain with the cavity or some crack. So this folding over the part, see, so this is the part, and some weak joint you can have, or some folding we can have on these forged part. That is nothing but the lap. Please remember this. Generally cold shut is what? Simply the cracks at the corners, okay, because of very sharp corner radii or very small corner radii, or because of the improper design. That is the result of this is a cold shut. Okay, but again sometimes what happen, material cannot flow into the die properly, so it will get overlapped on the remaining forged part, producing the lap like structure, weak joint structure. So this is called as the lap in the forging. So of course here it is written in bracket lap, cold shut, and what is written here? Cold shut in bracket lap. So of course this is the defect in not casting, but this is defect in forging. कास्टिंग में क्या होता है, ये मोल्टन मेटल की स्ट्रीम यहाँ से आ रही है एक जगह से, मोल्टन मेटल की स्ट्रीम यहाँ से आ रही है. ओके, these two streams of molten metal are unable to fit. So this is the mold cavity. So these two streams of this hot material are not fused properly to get it as a one material. So it is producing this cavity. This is the cold shut. Okay, so lap they are saying means 110% ये किसका हो सकता है डिफेक्ट, forging का हो सकता है. Okay, so what was the question? Cold shut in bracket lap may occur in the products obtained by casting, forging, machining, welding. Machining, welding तो 100% नहीं है. So there is a doubt between casting and forging. So I hope this doubt is get cleared. So forging is the correct answer. Next question. Flash and gutters are provided in the drop forging dies at the following stages. So flash and gutter are provided in the following stages: blocking में, performing में, that is edgering में, finishing में, या फिर fullering में. See, the flash is only generated when the component is made, and at the last stage, that is in the finishing stage, the flash is going to generate. That is, the finishing operation is always carried out in the closed die forging operation. Please remember that we have discussed. Okay, fullering is a operation just onto the anvil using the top and bottom fuller. Edgering also same, we are collecting the materials at the ends of the given rod. And blocking is approximate shape we are going to produce, but yes, final shape we are always produced in the finishing operation. And finishing operation we already discussed. Finishing operation is what? It is closed die forging operation. It is closed die forging operation. And you know that the dies, the gutters and the flash कहाँ पे आती है? Only in closed die forging, to ensure that the material will flow to the each and every corner in the die. That's why we have provided the additional material, so that additional material will get accommodated into the gutters. So very simple. The answer is what? The finishing. So flash and gutters are provided in the drop forging dies at the following stage. कौन से stage में? Finishing के stage में. Yes, blocking, performing, finishing and fullering. So of course finishing. Next, one more question we are going to discuss. The anisotropy in the rolled components is caused by. I already discussed in the major defects of metal forming that the scale formation, whenever there is a scale formation on the rolled product, that rolled slab that we are going to have this rolling operation, so it will be lead to the anisotropy in the rolled component. So because of the scale formation, please remember what are the sources of defects in the rolling operation is the inclusions, the scale formations onto the slabs that we have taken for the rolling operation. Please remember. Next question, a solid cylinder of diameter 100 mm height, 100 mm diameter and 50 mm height is forged between two frictionless flat dies to a height of 25 millimeter. Okay, the percentage change in the diameter. Okay, let us solve this. What is question? A solid cylinder of diameter 100 mm and height 50 mm. Solid cylinder, it is forged between two flat dies. Okay, these are two flat dies. Diameter was how much? 100 mm and height was how much? 50 mm. Okay, कौन से हाइट तक किया है? द फाइनल हाइट it is forged up to 25 millimeter height. Okay, and what they are asking, percentage change in diameter. Percentage change in diameter. So this is the final diameter, not given, we will calculate. So percentage change in the diameter they are asking. So initial diameter 100 millimeter, final diameter not known, we will find out. Original height 50 mm and final height 25 millimeter. Okay, we know that volume constancy principle is valid for the forging, so we can write this. So dO square into HO is equal to dF square into H final. We have seen this. So D final will be what? dO into root of H original by H final. D original was 100 into H final, H original 50 by H final 2. So 100 root 2 millimeter is the final diameter, isn't it? So let us have the value here. How much it is? 100 into root 2. So it is 141.42 millimeter. Okay, so what is the percentage change? Okay, so options are 0, 2.07, 20.7 and 41.4. So very easily we can say 100 mm का कितना हुआ? 141.42. So how much change we have got in the diameter? It is 41.4%. very nicely. So if this is the final, D original कितना था? 100 था. D final कितना है? 141.42. So what is percentage change? That is D final minus D original divided by D original, isn't it? That is 141.42 minus 100 divided by original 100 into 100. So how much? It is 41.42%. So percentage change we got here how much? 41.4%. Next question that we are going to see here. So group A, the defects are given and some defects and some of the products are given, and group B, the name of the defect and other things are given. See, defect, I will write the match the pair here so that we can solve it very nicely. So group A, what is given? So defect in extrusion This is P. Q is defect in rolling. R, product of skew rolling, and S is what? Cluster mill. Product of rolling through cluster mill. So here one number is given as alligating, second is scab, third is seamless tube, fourth is thin sheet with tight tolerance, and fifth is the semi-finished ball. Of ball bearing. Okay. So see here, what is given? Defect in extrusion, defect in rolling. So see, third is not simile, it is a fish tail. Okay. So this is given. So we know that the defect in the extrusion, we discussed the fish tail. Yes, the defect in extrusion fish tail is what? Defect in extrusion P3. We know the defect in rolling, that is crocodile crack or alligating, that is Q2. Okay. We know the product of skew rolling is what? We have seen in the special rolling process that the skew rolling is used for making the large size balls, semi-finished balls, which are usually in the large size ball bearing, which are used in the cement industries. So yes, the product of skewed rolling is what? R is 5, and yes, the cluster mills, so more than one these backup rolls are used to have the thin sheets with the tight tolerances. This S will be 4. So this is the correct match we can have here. We have discussed, it's very simple. And last question that we are going to see in 1 mark question, again very simple. I hope you can solve this. In rolling process, the maximum possible draft defined as the difference between the initial and the final thickness of the sheet metal mainly depends on which pair of the following parameters. So P, Q, R, S, T are the things given. So P given as strain, Q given as strength of the work material, R is given as the roll diameter, S is given as roll velocity, and T is given as coefficient of friction between the roll and work. Okay, so कौन से parameters दिए हैं? P, Q, R, S, T. P, Q, R, S, T. क्या क्या दिया है? Strain is given, then strength of work material is given, then roll diameter given, then roll velocity is given, and finally what is given? The coefficient of friction between the roll and the work is given. So we know that the delta H max is what here? Mu square times R. Mu is the coefficient of friction and R is the roller radius, or it is can be the radius as what? Diameter by 2. So pair is correct. Pair is what? This roll diameter is correct and the coefficient of friction is correct. So what is the answer? R and T. So option given as Q, S, R, T, S, T and PR. So I hope the RT is correct, this roller diameter and coefficient of friction. From this formula it is very clear. Okay, next question we are having in this 1 mark question. See, The true stress at a fracture of tensile tested specimen having an initial diameter of 13 millimeter is 700 megapascal. If the diameter of the specimen at fracture is 10 millimeter, then the engineering stress in megapascal at the fracture is. I hope you are getting the question. I will repeat the question. See, what is question? Once again I am reading. The true stress at a fracture of tensile tested specimen, true stress at fracture of tensile tested specimen having an initial diameter D original 13 millimeter, okay, and the true stress sigma T is given as 700 megapascal, 700 megapascal, okay. If the diameter of the specimen at the fracture D final or D instantaneous at the fracture is 10 mm, so what they are asking, the engineering stress, that is sigma n normal or engineering stress they are asking, okay. So you know that what is sigma T, we have seen from the relation between the true stress and engineering stress, that is sigma T is equal to sigma n into bracket 1 plus E, isn't it? So sigma n is known to you, only the thing is that E is not with you, that is normal strain is not with you. So let us calculate. So we are having the true strain. How to calculate true strain? That is ln of A original by A final, isn't it? So here ln of D original by D final bracket square, because area is pi by 4 D square. So it can be ln of original diameter 13 millimeter, final diameter 10 whole square. So ln of 1.3 or 2 times ln of, isn't it? ln of 1.3 into 2, that is 0.524. 0.524 आ गया आपका कौन सा ट्रू स्ट्रेन आ गया, okay. And we know that how to calculate this normal strain, that is we know that epsilon is equal to ln of 1 plus E. We know the relation between the true strain and normal strain, isn't it? So true strain is how much? 0.524 is equal to ln of 1 plus E. So what I have to do? E to the power 0.524 minus 1, isn't it, is equal to E. That is our, it is for exponential and this E for strain. Don't confuse. So shift, answer is 1.69. So 1.69 minus 1 is equal to E. So is how much? 0.69. So you got here the strain, you know the true stress given as 700 megapascal, put the values here. So 700 is equal to sigma n, we are going to find out, into bracket 1 plus E is how much? 0.69. So 700 divided by answer, it is 414.2. Sigma n is how much? 414 megapascal. So very easy, we know the relationship between normal stress, engineering stress, normal stress or engineering stress is same, but the relation between what? The true stress and normal stress, that is the engineering stress, sigma n is equal to sigma T is equal to sigma into bracket 1 plus E, and relation between normal strain and true strain, that is epsilon is equal, epsilon is a true strain, is equal to ln of 1 plus E is a engineering or normal strain. This is the true strain. So by using this relationship we can easily calculate the sigma n here in this question. So answer kitna aaya? 414.2 megapascal will be the engineering stress, okay. So the question was from PI paper 2015. Here we have to write the answer. Options are not given. So 414.2 is correct answer. I think so. And it is correct. So next question, listen carefully. Again from PI 15. PI means Production Industrial Engineering. GATE paper 2015. I will read the question. In rolling of flat strip, okay, the relative velocity of the strip with respect to roller, what they are saying that rolling operation to pata hai apne ko, we have seen the relationship for the linear velocities, for the for the pressure, we have seen this. Now they are asking for the relative velocity of the strip with respect to roller. The strip with respect to roller we are going to see. What are the options? Option A, positive at entry plane, negative at exit. Option B, negative at entry plane, positive at exit. Option C, positive throughout from the entry to the exit plane. And option D, negative throughout from the entry to the exit plane. We already discussed this, but once again I am going to discuss it for the relative velocity in the rolling operation. The very important thing is what? The velocity of strip is greater than at the entry. Here at the entry is less than the velocity of roller, and which is less than the velocity strip at exit. We know this. Okay, this is the roller rotating with constant RPM. Always this is the strip at exit and this is the strip at entry. Okay, so we know that initial velocity of this strip, initial velocity or V original I am writing here, and this is the V final, and say this is the velocity of roller VR. So क्या होता है पहले, this strip velocity at the inlet is very less compared to the velocity of strip. Okay, now once the strip is moving into these rollers, the velocity goes on increasing, and at some point in the deformation zone it becomes equal to the velocity of roller, that we know this is the neutral point, and after passing from the neutral point the velocity of strip again goes on increasing and become maximum at the exit. But entire in these things the roller velocity is same. So what we can say, initially the roller velocity is greater than the strip velocity, and at the exit roller velocity is less than this velocity of plate, isn't it? So if I consider the roller velocity with respect to strip velocity at the entry plane, please remember, so it will be what? It is huge positive relative velocity. But what in question they are asking, the relative velocity of strip with respect to roller at the entry plane क्या होगी? Much lesser. So definitely huge amount of relative velocity, but कैसी? Negative, because roller velocity is more than the strip velocity. And at the exit, of course, roller velocity is much less than the strip velocity. So here will be the positive relative velocity, and here will be the negative relative velocity when you are taking this relative velocity of this plate or sheet with respect to roller. ओके, अगर आपने रोलर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू प्लेट किया तो यहाँ पे आएगी शुरुआत में ह्यूज पॉजिटिव वेलोसिटी आएगी रिलेटिव, यहाँ पे आएगी एंड में नेगेटिव. सो फ्रॉम दी ऑप्शंस, and please check for what plane they are asking for. They are asking for in rolling of a flat strip, the relative velocity of the strip with respect to the roller. Strip with respect to roller. So of course it is positive. It is of course negative at the entry plane. Yes, it is correct, and positive at the exit plane. So option B is very correct, that is negative at entry and positive at exit plane. But remember, यहाँ पे अगर उल्टा पूछते तो roller with respect to strip, then क्या होता? Positive at entry and negative at exit plane. So this is the correct answer. Next question, the value of true strain produced in the compressing a cylinder to half of its original length. Options are 0.69, minus 0.69, 0.5 and minus 0.5. So from the option, one thing is clear that the compressive stress is going to apply. We are assuming that the positive sign is for the elongation and negative sign for the compression. So यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं, compress कर रहे हैं ना, okay, compressing the cylinder to its half to its original length. Okay, say this is the cylinder, say this is the length L original. They are compressing the cylinder to length L final, which is equal to L original by 2, half of its value of length. So the true strain they are asking, what is true strain? Ln of L final divided by L original, isn't it? So ln of L final is what? L original divided by 2 into L original. So ln of half, that is ln of 0.5. How much? Ln of 0.5 is minus 0.693. It's a minus 0.693. So this is the correct answer. This is the true strain which is going to induce in the cylinder when it is compressed from its original length to the half of its length. So minus 0.693 is the correct answer. Yes, option B is correct. Minus 0.69. It is given. Okay, so any question remaining? So again, see here, which one of the following, see this is PI 2018 question, which one of the following defect is not associated with the casting process? Okay, which one of the following defect is not associated with the casting process? So option A, hot tear. Yes, hot tear होता है casting में. Porosity होती है casting में. Blister, yes, होता है casting में. Blister is what? The incomplete hole at the blister क्या होता है? In this is a scar covered with a very thin layer of material over it, isn't it? So blowhole onto the surface just covered with the thin layer of material, that is the blister. It is casting defect. Okay, and option D is center burst. Yes, very easy. Center burst is, you can found it on in the extrusion. You can find it in the wire drawing process. So क्या होता है center burst? Already we discussed. Center burst is because of, see, whenever there are two large deformation gradients along the cross section, okay, where there are the low reduction ratios and the alpha angle, that is the half the cone angle, is very large. So in such a cases, what is happened, there is the maximum deformation at the surface, or the deformation get maximum at the surface of the material, but whatever the deformation on the surface, compared to that at the central portion, we are not having that much deformation, very small deformation at the center. So what happened, this central portion will get dragged by this upper layer into the die, and some foldings or cracks are getting generated at the center. Okay, so that is the defect called it as the center burst, which is occurred in wire drawing as well as in extrusion. Only the thing is that we have to keep this H upon L, that is height of this deformation and length of the conical portion of the die, less than 2, the danger will be less for the extrusion process. We have discussed, I hope, in the defects in the metal forming. So very easily we can say central burst is the defect in the wire drawing or extrusion, but not in the casting. Okay, next question, see, match the pair. I hope this is the last question I will discuss for this 1 mark practice session for the GATE questions. See, product is given and manufacturing process is given. So product and manufacturing process is given. So product P, toothpaste tube. Q, metallic pipes. R, plastic bottles. Then threaded bolts. Threaded bolts. Here centrifugal casting. Centrifugal casting. Then blow molding. Then rolling and impact extrusion. Impact extrusion. I hope answer aa gaya aapka. Okay, so we know that toothpaste tubes are manufactured in the impact extrusion, isn't it? So seamless or collapsible tubes. So P4, metallic pipes, of course, the centrifugal casting. Q1, plastic bottles. So in plastic molding, we are using this blow molding technique to make these plastic bottles. So R2, and threaded bolts, of course, thread rolling process we have discussed, that is S3, which is used for making the threads on the screws or bolts in the mass production. Please remember. So this is the correct match the pair. So here we will stop. I hope you get the idea about how they are asking the 1 mark questions in the GATE examination on the topic metal forming. Practice it, very easy. Thank you.